I've been watching this show
Okay.
called Bojack Horseman.
Oh, wait, that's the one on Netflix, isn't it?
It's amazing.
Is it actually a person with the head of a horse?
The whole thing's a cartoon, and like animals are people.
Hasn't this already been done before? I mean, what's it about? Is it like a adult version of one of the kids shows where all the animals are adults? Not adults, but are animals, like PB&J Otter or something like that?
It's kind of like there's humans and animals mixed together. So it kind of reminds me of what was that show on Comedy Central where I had like zombies and demons mixed with humans.
I don't remember.
It's kind of like that, or like drawn together. It's been kind of done before, but essentially it's like an alternate timeline, essentially,
Okay.
or like an alternate universe where like animals are just like personified, essentially, to the extreme.
Yeah.
And this is how I'm going to start it off.
Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Take your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
Ready? Slam. And welcome to the jam. All right.
That is what we call continuity, kids.
But anyway, Bojack Horseman is kind of like a universe like Looney Tunes, like Space Jam, as in like humans and animals are together and they're personified. And essentially, Bojack was a like sitcom star. I want to say in like the 80s or the 90s.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna say like 80s, and it's like that super cliche, like super like almost Full Housey, right?
Yeah.
Like it's about a horse who adopts 3 kids, and he's like the best dad ever.
Huh.
And it's about his life and his career, and like how his life is just the worst. But I want you to watch the opening to it. I'm gonna send it to you.
All right. Okay.
Just like the opening credits. It's
All
not like-
right. Let's watch it then. Let's take a quick pause, and I'm gonna be back. Okay, so I just finished watching it.
Okay.
The animation is crazy.
Right, so it's like this. Okay, that's also the theme song was made by Patrick Carney of the Black Keys.
Yeah,
Which
it's
is awesome.
fantastic.
Right, so like it's just artful and it looks really awesome. It stars Will Arnett as Bo Jackman. It has Aaron Paul as like the guy who lives there with him, and it has Alison Brie as his ghost writer. Like really, like the voice talent is superb.
Yeah,
in this.
yeah.
And it's really well produced. And it starts off as this like really crass, like it felt kind of like just a Family Guy ripoff, like an interesting setting with the animals and him being retired, but it never did anything with it for like the first couple episodes.
Okay.
But then it really grows into something completely different, and it was like heartfelt, emotional. It like had an interesting story arc. Like it really delved deep into the characters, and also had I think wit comparable to Arrested Development at some
Really?
Yeah, it's really good. It's a really good show.
Huh.
It's probably one of the best Netflix has done.
And I mean, we were also talking about Attack on Titan earlier as well. That's also on Netflix, isn't it?
Yeah, Attack on Titan's also on Netflix. I have watched like the first 4 episodes, I think. That one's very different because, like I said, it had kind of a Naruto feel.
Right.
Imagine if Naruto was completely hopeless and it questioned your own like humanity as a whole.
Wow, that's intense.
I mean, that show gets very Naruto-esque, like with the action is very over the top and kind of stupid, but everything else is very grounded and
Yeah.
So no, very good stuff on Netflix. That's not movies.
Yeah.
Because as far as movies, like, holy shit, it sucks.
Yeah, that's true. Really.
Nymphomaniac was just oh my god.
Well, we will get there. All right. So
Oh my god.
first off, tell me about your
Oh my god.
tell me about your week, son. By the way, I'm Cool Guy and he's the Cognitive Gamer. Anyway,
I'm the cognitive gamer and I like cartoons because I'm 5 years old. I just rewatched Rick and Morty again. That was fun.
it's so good.
So good. So the second time around, not as good.
Really?
Actually, it's more like my third time around. But like, I would definitely watch them again. But like that show has a lot of surprise factor going for it.
Does. Yeah.
Like what's going to happen next, and that kind of just fades away.
But then again, but see, it fades away. But you listen to what they say more, and you realize that that the writing is superb
And super sexist.
Oh
The
yeah,
whole show is super sexist and kind of gross.
but that's the point. Like
I-
that is the. I mean, okay, that opening, not that opening, but that for the first 5 minutes, even less of the pilot episode, it sets up both of their characters so well. I don't think I've ever seen a better setup to characters apart from the Arrested Development setup in the pilot episode. It was like, look what the homosexuals have done to me. That's what the mom's character said in the beginning, and that was hilarious.
That's pretty good.
Like Rick and Morty and Arrested Development had pilots that really showed you who the characters were, and that's what's important. That's what's really important.
Which is not what Bojackman does at all. Like, Bojackman is definitely a slow burn. Like, it started off and I was like, this is kind of funny, I guess. Okay, whatever. And then it gets to the episode about Bojackman eating the muffins that were meant for a vet, like a veteran. And that, I was like, okay, this is actually pretty good. So, I think that was like the second or third episode. And I was like, all right, this is getting better. And then it gets really good.
All right, anyway, keep on with your...
Anyway.
What did you do?
I watch TV, apparently. That's about it.
Wow.
Just school. I've been reading a lot. I had 200 pages of reading, as you heard on the last podcast.
Right.
And I finished that.
Oh, nice.
I have results from my pilot testing.
Ooh.
For my... Yeah.
That was fast.
So I'm probably going to let that... Yeah, so I'm probably going to let it go to the end of the week. And I don't know how I should approach it. I'm going to ask you. So on SurveyMonkey, they give me, like, readouts of, like, averages.
Okay.
And then I could do the individual. I think that's almost too much data because it's just pilot testing to figure out what reward or punishment I'm going to do.
How many actual people did you have do this?
35.
And you can do individual data for each of them?
Yeah. So I could see like each one of their responses. But I feel like just an average and then just looking at the averages and being like that one's higher is enough for this type of pilot testing.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't even going to pilot test. So.
Yeah, I feel like that would be fine. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's literally so at the end of it, I can be like, how do you know this one was... Well, I pilot tested, and I found that most people perceived this to be the most severe punishment.
Right.
Or this, which is stupid as shit, because this is fucking stupid. So, like, it ended up being the one I thought it was going to be, so...
Right. Oh, aren't you so smart, mister? Almost have a master's degree.
Okay, what would you rather? Have a raffle ticket, or that you might have a chance to win something, or every time you get a question right, the test will be shorter. Like, one is not like the other.
That's awesome.
Like, for sure. Yeah.
Wait. Instead of the test being shorter, can I get a chocolate if I get the next question right?
I can't afford chocolate.
Oh, man. Fine, I'll take the shorter test.
Anyway, yeah, so my week has been, like, kind of busy and productive. I've been planning a wedding, which is just the fucking worst. Holy crap.
So
who have you heard this from?
From everyone that's gotten married.
I have argued with Glitz and Tits over the most mundane, stupid things.
Like what?
She was going to buy a centerpiece, and I'm like, why would you buy a centerpiece? We don't even have this figured out yet, and it's stupid.
Wow. Weddings. How much are you planning on spending?
Over $20,000.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But parents are paying for it.
Oh, okay, but oh my god.
That's average. That's actually below average Colorado wedding costs.
Holy crap.
Yeah, just elope.
Yeah, I know, right?
I say that now, and then after I get married, I'm going to be like, you should plan a wedding. But maybe not. I don't know.
Okay, pause for a sec. I'm getting some really weird static, like, on your end. Is that something that's making noise? Like, did your computer?
No, nothing's going on. If anything, it's like the bugs outside going.
Oh, that might be the bugs. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Anyway. So why? I mean, it's not really. Honestly, I'm not trying to be sexist here or anything, but traditionally,
oh my god,
traditionally, it's not the dude's thing that he should plan the wedding.
Right. I should also be getting like 3 pigs and a chicken, right?
Yeah, exactly. You should be getting 3 pigs and a chicken, and it should be the maid of honor that should be planning the wedding, basically, with the bride.
If I leave it to Glitz and Tits to plan the wedding, it'll not be what I want. And I've been dreaming about this day since I was a little girl, okay? I really want my wedding day to be special. I want platinum forks on the right and I want salad knives on the left. Okay.
Honestly, if it were up to you,
Yeah.
you would have Skrillex
No.
playing up
Well,
top, and then he would get punched out by Justin Bieber, and then Justin Bieber would get punched out by some heavy metal band, and then that heavy metal band would get punched out by Fall Out Boy, and they would say, "We're gonna play Canon in D."
Why can't I just have Fall Out Boy play Canon in D, which is half their songs anyway?
I don't know. I don't know. I just wanted to make it an exceedingly elaborate thing.
I actually asked Imogen Heap to play at the
Are
wedding.
you serious?
Yeah, she said she hasn't replied yet. I've also asked smaller band. I really wanted the One Ups, which does jazz covers of video game music.
Oh, that's awesome.
Right, but they also have not replied. So.
What about the people that do old school covers of bands?
They're too big now.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's upsetting.
I
What
know.
about the epilogues? We know them.
That'd be fucking stupid.
Yeah, well. What about 303? We know them.
303 is awesome though. If they want to play my wedding, I will not pay them to do so. But they're more than welcome to. If they're listening right now, I will have no problem with them singing Holla Till You Passed Out in front of my grandparents.
Oh my god. So yeah,
So
Sean and Nat, if you're listening to this, you're more than welcome to play.
I'm glad we can say their real names and we can't say our real names.
Well, it's because they are famous. We are not. Are we famous? If you think we're famous, write into postgradentertainment@gmail.com.
The jerk and cry.
Oh my god.
Which reminds me, Cynic25 was in town.
Oh.
And he did magic for everybody. Yeah, I gave him his present. He liked it. So.
Ah.
Thank you for helping me choose The Illusionist.
Well, I mean, it's awesome. How was the magic, by the way? Was it cool?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm glad he's enjoying himself with that kind of stuff. Magic is awesome.
I don't mean the card game. I mean actual, like, magic.
Yeah, like actual close-up magic, I'm assuming.
Right. We did play Yu-Gi-Oh, though.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Megatins came out. And I got some pretty good draws, so that was cool.
Did you win?
Fuck no.
No? Again, wait, did you guys play in a tournament, or did you play...
Yeah, we played in the tournament again. We still haven't figured out what... Do you really want me to get into this right now?
Let's do it.
Okay. So we really haven't figured out what the meta is. Obviously, it's Shaddolls, which are like this new archetype that are really, really good. I have, on PostGrad Games, you have seen me do deck lists about them.
Right.
But it's a much different format than what it was literally just a month ago. And I think I'm getting kind of like culture shocked by it.
Really? Why is it a different format? What about it?
So in the last format, it was very like back row heavy, kind of stunning control, which it still kind of is, but it's almost a different type of control. Instead of like having heavy traps like you played in the Gurgia deck, where you just had a bunch of things in the back. Now it's about getting monsters on board that control.
Interesting.
And a lot of recycling power. So a lot of things that go to the like graveyard and special summon. Like Burning Abyss, for instance, is one of the best decks right now. And that's pretty much all it does. All it does is spam level 3s out, and every turn makes a play. And it's really hard to stop the cycle.
Oh.
While Shaddolls, on the other hand, is more of like toolboxy. Like you can do anything. You can make rank 7s. You can make rank 6s. I mean, you can make you can synchro for 6s and 7s, even 10s. You can, XZ for 4s, for 5s, for 3s. And you have your polymerizations, which are very powerful. There's a lot of options going on. And those two decks by far control the meta. And I just don't want to give the money in to really play those. Because right now, to buy a Shaddol deck, like I said to you before, it is easily like a $400 investment.
Which is disgusting.
And for any of the top decks, besides Burning Abyss, it was going to be like... Oh, and also Stella Knights as the third one. It's going to be like easily a $400 to $500 investment.
But it's gross.
It's disgusting. And Burning Abyss, on the other hand, it's a little bit cheaper. It'd probably be closer to like $150. But still.
Yeah.
Like I was just really lucky, and I pulled a lot of it, so I'm using the cards that I was able to pull, which is awesome. But unfortunately, that also leaves me crippled and losing a lot. Also, I just have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I learned very slowly, and when it comes to this game, because there's just so many different things. So
yeah, right.
I I misplayed really hard, and
Got owned.
I might go again next week. I will for sure probably be going next week, but
All right, cool.
I should have a new deck, so I'll probably be playing that, which is Bojan Shadal, and I'll be showing that off, which actually topped at a really small regionals. I don't think it'll be that amazing, but it's kind of fun to play.
Interesting. That's really cool.
And Bujans have been a deck I've been wanting to play forever, but again, that was like a $400 investment, but they got reprints, so now it's like a $50 investment.
Oh,
So.
that's not too bad. That's still a lot, but that's not too bad.
It's not bad at all. I mean, like for $50, you can like get a deck that's topped at regionals. Like that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, right.
And that's about average. Like,
So that was your week?
I've been playing a lot of video games.
Of course, yeah, definitely.
Diablo 3 Ultimate Evil Edition on the PlayStation 4. I went to GameStop.
Okay.
And they're just Ultimate Evil. They are the Ultimate Evil edition of life.
Yes, they are.
Did you know you can buy digital copies of a game?
What?
They will sell you digital copies of a game, which I could have easily just gone home and bought the same thing, but I wanted to use my credit. So I used credit to buy a digital game, which I then cannot resell.
That is gross.
And it's actually what's been saving GameStop. Like, that alone has been... Like, they made a profit of, like, billions of dollars last year because of digital content.
And that digital thing that they sell you, is it linked to them? And is it
No.
with them?
So I just went home, I put in a code, and I get the game.
And you just download it. So it's like Steam.
Kind of.
Except more expensive.
Except I don't have a computer that can run that because I like Macs. Yes.
Fair. Okay.
Also gross, I pre-ordered the new Call of Duty because I'm a moron. It looks really... I'm like, jetpacks? I'm fucking in! Boom! Here's my money! If I pre-order it, I get to play the game a whole day early? What? Here's my money! Fuck! Yeah. So,
what you're telling me is that if you pre-order it, we can get videos on PostGrad for the next day when it goes wide release, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it. They have a midnight release the day before, so it's like the day before. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then so
if it comes out on Monday, I can go Saturday night or Sunday night at midnight or whatever, and I will record it fucking then.
Yeah, no, you should get back.
Stay up this goddamn night and play this stupid piece of shit.
You should get back, and you should just put the game in and start recording from that point and be like, oh my god, it's the new Call of Duty, I'm gonna play it. I just got it. I just got back. It's like, what, 12:17, and I am really tired, and we're gonna start playing right now. Wow, we just like go in and start playing.
And then it's gonna be like, it has to download all the updates, and you're just gonna be sitting at a blank screen for like a fucking hour. And I should do that. I should actually just start recording from the moment I put it in and be like, here we go. And then it's just me half an hour looking at a loading screen being like, I can't fucking wait. Call of Duty. Yeah, it's going to be great. So look forward to that in 2 months when that drops. But another very evil thing.
Okay.
So I pre-ordered Advanced Warfare. They're going to the future this time, guys. I know.
Oh,
crazy.
right. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's a whole different studio doing it too, so it has to be good.
Awesome.
I also have Destiny pre-ordered, which comes out like next week, by the way.
Ooh. Destiny's gonna be freaking awesome.
I fucking know. So I'm gonna ask if they have a midnight release party, and fucking do that too. All right. Destiny. But so I also had that pre-ordered. So my receipt came out and was like, so if you have both Destiny and Advanced Warfare pre-ordered, you get special DLC.
Oh.
For Destiny. And I was like, that's super evil. That's more evil than when they announced Call of Duty Ghosts last year, which was on the same day as the new Eminem album, and they were like, you get the Eminem album for free.
My God.
Because they know their demographic so well. They should just give you a fucking 6-pack of Mountain Dew, like chips, and a headband, and tell you go have a fucking great time.
Yes.
Instead of DLC, because I would much prefer that than DLC. Anyway, like, how evil is that? Like, you pre-order both games, and you get a special awesome rare gun. Like, I'm super pumped, and I'm a moron for being pumped. God damn.
So, this week, you were smart for your thesis, and you were a moron for everything else.
God damn it, I'm an idiot.
Okay.
I traded in so many games. And by that I mean 4.
I hope you realize that we just talked like almost for 10 minutes about you being a moron.
I'm a moron because I play Yu-Gi-Oh, which is like the least cost-effective game any.
It is.
But I pulled some amazing. Like it's gross how much you could sell cards for. Like I literally pulled. I got a Mega Tin. Out of one Mega Tin, which was $20, I could sell everything I got in it for $50.
Oh wow, nice.
And then Cynic25 got a Mega Tin, and he can literally cry into the cards he got for what he pulled.
Oh really?
He could use it as toilet paper.
Wow.
God, just buy singles, or if you like, just sell the cards. I don't.
Yeah.
Anyway, when are you sending me Yu-Gi-Oh cards? Because I'm really excited.
As soon as I get my paycheck, I'm buying you the $60 one or whatever for letting me use your Netflix for a year. Oh.
Because I pay like triple that just for the Netflix.
Really? No, you play like what? It's $8, isn't it? $9?
$9 a month.
Yeah.
You've been using it for almost 2 years now.
Have I? Has it been that long?
Yeah.
I don't think
Yeah.
so.
It's been about 2 years.
All right. So I'll buy you one of those tins now, and then as soon as a new one comes out, I'll get you that one.
No, you don't have to do that. I'm just pointing. I don't care.
Point is, I've been using your Netflix for a while. Anyway.
Also, I've been like using my house as storage, and you've been staying. I don't mind.
I stay with you all the time though, and
Yeah.
we bro out and go to Yu-Gi-Oh tournament.
I still want to show up in a tank top and like bring like a weight that I lift at the same time.
That was one of the funniest texts I've ever received in my life. I'm not gonna lie to you, like that. Because the worst part is I could imagine you doing that. I could imagine you walking into a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament with a tank top, like a sleeveless cutout tap out T-shirt.
Yeah, okay.
Some jean shorts, cut off jean shorts.
Of course, I have those.
Some socks with sandals, and a hat slightly twisted to the side, and then you're carrying just like the gallon jug of water or milk or something, and you have a weight with you and your deck. And every single time you make a good play or you do like an OTK or something like that, you just go like, yeah, and you like pound the table with the jug, you just chug a little bit, and then you like lift weights with the other hand.
I think it'd be funnier if I just drank a protein shake after every time I win.
You would get so sick at the end of it.
Yeah, pound it, muscle milk.
Oh my god. All right, so
how was your week?
So we're about like over 25 minutes in, so I'm just gonna make this short. This week was pretty hectic for me. This is why I couldn't watch As Above, So Below, even though I really wanted to, because the Cognitive Gamer said I shouldn't. So
I never said that.
And so basically what happened was I'm a lab TA for zoology. And for this class, we did these things where we took the students on field trips. And the field trips were yesterday, today, and the day tomorrow, 2 times a day, one during the morning and one during the night. When I say that, I mean morning is 6 a.m. to 8 a.m. and night is 6:30 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. And all of these things, basically, there's 2 TAs for each one of those tours that they're giving, and it's around the university because we're Puerto Rico, so we have a lot of biodiversity in the university, and we can just walk around and catch animals.
I'd be so pissed if a class told me I had to wake up at 6 a.m. to catch animals in my native country.
So for the class, you had to do that, right? And yesterday, I had to yesterday I had a class at 8:30, okay? 8:30 in the morning, and I left the university at 9 because I had to do the all of my classes and then stay there for like an hour or two until the tour started, go from 6:30 to 8:30, make sure that everybody was taken care of and that everyone took all their stuff and that I have all the papers and stuff like that. So I left at around like 9. Then I got back home to make a PowerPoint presentation or to finish it because I had already done most of it. To finish it for the next day, I went to bed and I woke up at freaking 5 in the morning to go over there because I was the leader of the next tour. And I did the tour from 6 to 8. And then at 9, I had my lab. So, yeah.
So what animals did you catch? Why do they need a leader for that? Couldn't they just have told the students, "Hey, go catch this animal"?
Well, it's not about catching them. It's about like being able to identify them. So we needed to not only be able to find them, but we needed to be able to identify them.
Couldn't the students do that on their own?
It's not that easy because you're seeing birds flying around and they fly really fast, or you can't see the coloration right. And then that's why we have a TA with us who's an insanely crazy ornithologist, and the guy can see something and by the way it's flying tell you what it is, the species. Like, the dude is insane. And he's basically screwed because he's in all of the morning ones because birds are more active in the morning. They're really active in the morning.
Wait, how often do you have to do these stupid field trips?
It's only this week. There's 6 of
okay.
them, and it's only this week, and I had to be in 2. So
Okay,
I got mine over and done with now. But yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun. During the night one, we got to catch tons of frogs, a bunch of different species of frogs, and that was really cool because they just lie on top of the leaves and just vocalize. Like, they do the little froggy things, and you can see them inflating the sack to make the really loud noises and stuff, and it's really awesome. So, I mean, I had a lot of fun. Don't get me wrong. However, it was a lot of work. Yeah, so that's my story. That's basically been my entire week. I've done nothing but prepare for that and do my PowerPoints. So, also, can I just say, I hate Comic Sans. I can't tell you how many PowerPoints, because I'm a lab TA, so we get all of the PowerPoints from the year before. And number one, people don't know how to make PowerPoints. Professors do not know how to make PowerPoints. Most of the students do not know how to make good PowerPoints. And this is prevalent.
Just use pictures and then talk.
Yeah.
Or if you have text, not a lot of text.
Exactly. Yeah. This is prevalent everywhere, including academia, and I hate it. And the two PowerPoints that I was basing my PowerPoint off for today specifically and tomorrow, my 2 lab sections, both of those PowerPoints, every single thing that was written on the PowerPoint, including the labels, was in Comic Sans. And every time I hit enter and I went to the next slide, I wanted to drive a nail into my eyes and then spin it and pull my own eye out and then eat it to make sure that it couldn't be surgically put back in place so that I would never have to see Comic Sans again.
I really wish As Above, So Below was that disturbing.
Okay, so anyway, that's my week, and we're moving right into theaters. So, Cognitive Gamer, you're going to be the showrunner on As Above, So Below. So
sure, it's on IMDb.
On IMDb, it's got a 6.2 rating. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a 30% with a whopping 9% top critic score. And on Metacritic, it's got a 38%. It is directed by John Eric Dowdle, and it stars, in no order in specific, Francois Civil, Ben Feldman, Edwin Hodge, Perdita Weeks, Marion Lambert, Ali Mahriar, and a number of other people, including one here called Gloomy Teenager. So anyway, what is your one-sentence review, Cognitive Gamer?
One of the most amazing locations for found footage genre, but could have been so much more.
So, squandered.
Yeah. But okay, the location was the best part, like, for sure. And actually, I enjoyed the setup way more than the payoff. So the setup essentially is that they are kind of like treasure hunters, but for their what's Indiana Jones?
A treasure saver?
No, he's a professor of archaeology.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's thanks for that.
So that
not hitting that softball.
That's where you were going with it. Professors of archaeology.
That's what they are, though.
Okay, all right.
So
they're actual professors or they're students?
2 of them have PhDs in paleontology and archaeology, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, that's new.
In the movie. That's how they said it.
Yeah, well, that's...
They're not really that.
Yeah.
So, essentially, it's about the main character is a female, and her dad was always looking for these treasures left behind by alchemists.
Okay.
The Philosopher's Stone,
right, yeah.
essentially. So, she ends up finding all these clues. And alchemists believe that hell is so many feet underground, and they will find the Philosopher's Stone between reality and hell.
Okay.
So they go into the Paris catacombs, which is a real place.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's an awesome location. Like, the setup was it was like National Treasure. Like, it was like a found footage National Treasure.
That's cool.
For like the first hour, which was awesome. That's a great idea. Like, who hasn't, like, that would make a great movie. And I actually really like that a lot more. Than when it actually started getting kind of screwed up. Because it wasn't like strange things started happening and it was kind of hokey, but it was kind of cool. And I just saw Pete and I just played PT.
Oh, right.
So it's like this claustrophobic hallway type of setting in both the movie and the game. and they both kind of play on the same strengths of like subtle changes. And that's exactly so. I just got done with PT, which was way more fucked up than As Above, So Below.
Right.
And the location was great. The characters were pretty okay, and it was just this great concept. So the big, I'm going to spoil it. So spoilers,
everybody. I don't.
Can I spoil it for you?
Much. Yeah. Go for it.
Okay. So they find the Philosopher's Stone after like some phantoms of showing up and some weird stuff, and they take it out. And As Above, So Below means what's inside will now be outside. So what the stone has the powers to do, once removed, it essentially projects everything inside, outside. So their inner demons become real demons. So it wasn't actually them going to hell.
Oh.
It was like their past demons became the real demons. And then they had to like go backwards through the catacombs. Like it was really inventive, I thought, because they had to like now going down into the catacombs was like going up through the catacombs.
Interesting. So it basically,
but it still portrayed them going down.
Flipped everything over, basically.
It flipped everything over, exactly. And it was actually really cool. And like their inner demons came out, and then they killed people randomly. But it could have been so much more screwed up. Like it was very low budget, and it was it reminded me like of a haunted corn maze on that level almost.
Wow.
Like that cheesy.
So what you're saying is it could have gone more of the Oculus screwing with your mind kind of route.
That would have been amazing. Like if it was like that, but with like just a little more screwed up. Like their inner demons seemed pretty innocent. Like one was, I left a baby, like I left a mom and a child. So then this like ghost woman was running around. Like that's okay, but
you were expecting a little bit crazier and a little bit more excessive and not as tame, basically.
Right. Like if you're gonna go to hell, or if your inner demons are gonna come out and personify themselves, I want to see some demons. Damn it! Like
right.
Some mutilation, and that's not just because I'm a sick fuck. It's because
it's not just because you're that.
Right. Like what was there was it was like unsettling, but. Like, one section just had an old guy in a chair, and I'm like, that's not scary at all!
Yeah, they should have gone all the way. They were in the catacombs. It would have been so amazing to use it to its full potential, which is, imagine all of the inner demons of all of these people, and, like, just also go with it. Like, make the demons crazy. Make them reanimate corpses. Make them move bones. That kind of thing.
Right, well, yeah. Just, like, more. Like, her father... So, another spoiler, but they give it away in, like, the first 5 minutes. Her father went crazy and committed suicide. So, like, the way that she defeated everything was to settle her inner demons, which was really fucking stupid. It was almost like True Love's first kiss type of ending. No joke. And eventually she had to, like, return the Philosopher's Stone and make everything inside again.
So what you're saying is that the way they resolved everything was by having one of the characters just have a magical and quick change.
Kind of, yeah. Which was, like, really stupid.
Yeah. You gotta love the Deus Ex Machina.
But goddamn, that beginning was amazing. It had all the promise, and it was so good. I don't think it was 30% bad. I'd probably put it in the same field as The Conspiracy, which we talked about last week, so about 60%.
Yeah, mostly because of the beginning, right? Because the beginning was great in The Conspiracy.
Yeah, right.
So that's
exactly.
Because are there parallels between these two movies? Like the beginning was great, and then it was squandered in the end, or it went too cliche, or it didn't go far enough, that kind of thing?
Yeah, perfect. Like I would, if this was on Netflix, I would totally watch it. I wouldn't go to a movie theater though and watch it. Like I just don't think it would be that good. Anyway.
All right. So moving on to our Netflix movie spotlight, totally not sponsored by Netflix yet. And today, everyone, is a special day. Today's a special day because
I am not famous anymore.
I don't know, because for 20 podcasts or something ridiculous like that, ever since I heard of it, I've been joking around that I was going to make the Cognitive Gamer watch Nymphomaniac.
Part 1.
Nymphomaniac.
Did you watch both parts?
The entire thing. No.
You watched the whole thing?
No. We're going to watch both parts. I don't know if you understand that you're going to watch the part 2 for next
I don't want to watch part 2.
You're watching part 2. We are doing this together. So, back to what I was saying. One day, I get a text from the Cognitive Gamer, and he says, and I quote, ... Nymphomaniac is on Netflix. And that was the second greatest day of my life.
What was the first? When I watched Nymphomaniac.
It was the day that I watched Nymphomaniac, and I knew that he was watching it or had watched it. So, let's begin. On IMDb, Nymphomaniac has a 7.1. On Rotten Tomatoes, it's got a 75 with a 72 top critic score, and on Metacritic, it's got a 64%. It is actually Nymphomaniac Volume 1. I will repeat myself because we are watching Volume 2 for next week.
Are we?
We are. Oh, but we are. It is directed by Lars von Trier, and it stars Charlotte Gainsborough, Stellan Skarsgård, Stacey Martin, Shia LaBeouf, Christian Slater, Uma Thurman, Sophie Kennedy Clark, and a number of other people. So, with that out of the way, let's get talking about it. Cognitive Gamer, what is your one-sentence review of Nymphomaniac?
I don't think I've seen something so egregiously pretentious, so blatantly explicit. Like, this movie has its own head shoved so far up its ass that it would be a shock to watch, but what is portrayed on screen is even more shocking than that imagery that I just presented. It is disgustingly boring. It's just so fucking ham-fisted. I don't. It's not artful or tactful. It's just gross. But it's not gross in like the sex way. It's almost tender when it comes to that. It's gross. It just like I really did not like this movie. How about your one-sentence review? Cool guy?
Awesome.
Oh my god! Are you serious?
I just want everyone to know that this is one of the greatest days of my life. Right.
I hate you so much.
This right here. Just being able to say that Nymphomaniac is awesome just so that I can hear the reaction from the Cognitive Gamer, knowing that he watched the movie, brings a tear of joy to my face. And this is amazing. This is the best. Nymphomaniac. I will give you one bit of advice, though. Do not watch Nymphomaniac on any kind of public transportation.
Oh my god, did you watch Nymphomaniac?
So I wanted to watch Nymphomaniac, but I wanted to start watching it just while I was on the train back home.
Oh,
And by train, I mean the monorail or whatever the hell you want to call it. The light rail, blah, blah, subway. And I was going to get on the subway, and all of a sudden, like, I have the video pulled up, right? And I hit play, and I skipped to the end really quick to see how long it is. And it's about like an hour and 50 minutes. And that was not the first thing I noticed, though. I skipped to the end, and it was just they had credits rolling, and it just had this square to the right-hand side.
From Nymphomaniac 2.
No. It was a scene from the movie from Nymphomaniac, and it was just a chick giving a blowjob, and
those are scenes from the upcoming Nymphomaniac film.
And immediately I went back to the beginning. I paused it, I closed my laptop, and I put it right back into my backpack. Because, and I repeat, you should not watch Nymphomaniac on public transportation.
Really?
But anyway, let's get talking about it. So, Cognitive Gamer, please, just soothe my ears with your...
What is your one-sentence review?
That is my one-sentence review.
Don't watch this on public transportation?
Yes. Yes, it is. I should probably change it to awesome, period. Don't watch this on public transportation. So, yes.
So, the whole movie is this, like, ham-fisted kind of analogy between how she manipulates people into having sex, similar to how a fisherman catches fish.
Yeah, that was a bit...
That's the whole movie!
That was a bit blah.
That's the whole movie, though. Or how her sex life is like an instrument in an orchestra.
That would be more reasonable. The fly fishing thing was kind of bland.
That was like the first half of the movie, and the last half of the movie was, she says, fill all my holes, which represents, like, one person fills her, like tenderness side, one person does, like, her emotional side, and one person does her, like, sexual, like, animalistic behavior. That's literally the second half of the movie, is, like, how it takes 3 men to fully satisfy her.
Yep.
And how she is also apparently having sex with 80 people a day.
Yes.
which just is impossible.
Hey, no. It's completely possible. That one woman that had sex with the most people in one day was like 200 and something.
Yeah, but they had to line up. She schedules them.
I'm just saying, it's completely possible.
She's a prostitute without getting paid.
It's because she likes it. It's because she wears clothing that says, I want it.
God damn it.
I'm not saying that just to say it. That's literally a part of the movie.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm just making it clear for the people that have not seen the movie.
I know. Anyway, it's just like... So the director is Lars von Trier.
And he's insane.
He's also directed Melancholia, Dogville, Dancer in the Dark, and Antichrist.
Yeah. Antichrist.
Was completely fucked up.
Yes. I was trying to remember what the name of the movie was because I was telling someone about Lars von Trier or Trier or whatever you want to call him. And I was trying to remember the name. I was like, yeah, that's the one where the dude has sex with the woman against the tree with all the dead bodies. And I couldn't remember.
I saw the one she like self-mutilates and shows way too much.
Yep.
And that's the same with this movie. Like, you see full-on Shia LaBeouf penis going into vagina.
No, you do not. That is all CGI.
Wait, seriously?
Yes, it is all to be able to show the penetration. What they did was they filmed the actors and then they filmed actual porn stars to be genitalia doubles.
I mean, that's smart because, well, if I was a movie star, I wouldn't want my genitalia to be out there.
Yes, exactly. So, except for the people that were just naked in the movie, the actual penetration was done by porn stars and then superimposed and whatnot with by clever editing and or by actual digital stuff. So that's how they did it.
I was wondering how they were doing it, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure if I was an actor, they're not having real sex because that's just gross.
Hey, there's some actors.
None of it.
There's some actors that do that.
Okay, in this role where she has to have sex with like hundreds of people.
Yeah.
What's your honest opinion of this movie? Like, seriously, besides having me watch it.
The movie itself was pretty good. It was kind of whatever. Like, not whatever, but it was decent. It had some pretty darkly comedic moments. There was some really strange comedy going on. I agree with you that I did not like the fly fishing analogy. Like, the constant interruptions. Her stories, the way she told the stories was great. I enjoyed that. But I don't know. The editing was really weird too. It almost seemed like it was a disc that kept on spinning and it was scratched, so it would bounce back every once in a while. I remember one scene where the guy that was talking about fly fishing, he's talking to her and he's standing and it's a shot of him, just straight of him only, with the door behind him, and he starts walking away towards the other end of the actual frame, and then all of a sudden it cuts to a shot from his side that shows her right next to him, like lying on the bed. So you see both of them, her to the left and him to the right. And he's not moving. He's standing back where he was. And then all of a sudden he starts moving again. That was so weird.
But that's like the whole movie. Like, it has voiceover, and then the voiceover starts blending with her voice.
Yep.
Like, that's the point of it, right? And the point of the editing. But I think the most like alarming thing about this movie is, what's the point?
Sex.
The story... I get that it's only part one, and maybe the second one will explain it more. But what is he trying to say? You know, every movie is trying to say something.
Sex.
And Nymphomaniac Volume 1 is saying
sex. I've been giving you the answer this entire time.
But what about it?
That sex is both a weapon, and that sex is also something that should be fulfilling. But at the same time, it's about loving yourself more than loving other people, or loving yourself before you can love other people. And she obviously could not. It's about overabundance, that kind of stuff.
But it's not, though, because she enjoys the overabundance, and she seems like pretty happy.
She enjoys it, but remember that in the beginning, it led her to where she was, and not just that.
But we don't know how she got
That's true,
there.
but I'm just...
Like, in Volume 2, she could, like, you know, blow a guy in the mafia, and then he has to beat her up or something. Like, who knows?
Yeah. No, I know. But I'm assuming that whatever she's doing got her to where she was, and not just that. But to go in with what I was saying about the story, she started off by saying that he would think she was despicable, and that she believes herself to be sinful and immoral. Remember that, because that was the full beginning.
I got it. did I mention that it's painfully boring?
Why? How come?
It just nothing happens, man.
A lot of sex.
This is like, but it's like the opposite of Boyhood, in the sense that nothing happens of meaning. Like in Boyhood, nothing happens, but it explains meaning. This one is lacking of all meaning. I have found it to be shallow. I have found it to be literally just the tip of emotion.
Well, maybe that's why it's volume 1. Volume 1 is just the tip. Volume 2 is the shaft. Oh my god.
I mean, it was filmed very well. It was. I would like to see his talents with something not completely stupid.
Why did you think this is stupid?
Okay, tell me how this is like meaningful in any way, shape, or form. It has nothing to do with the sex or me like hating it or thinking that she's evil or whatever. Like literally, the story is about her hating herself. But it doesn't make any sense. Like this guy brings her in, he tells her his story, and then he makes weird analogies to fishing and the Fibonacci sequence. That is the whole movie. Like he is literally explaining to you the metaphors that you should be looking for.
Well,
like it's handled in such a blunt manner. It assumes stupidity upon the audience.
Because it's assuming that the audience inherently can't understand what's going on. So she's explaining it to him. He is trying to understand it via his own comparisons, and in that way allowing the audience to understand it, because she is too far and away messed up for the audience to be able to sympathize.
But would you? She has done all of this to herself.
Oh yeah, she definitely has.
But there's nothing wrong going. Like she seems to be doing pretty okay. She has an apartment, she has a job, and then she just has sex with a bunch of people. Like that is literally the whole movie. Yeah. It is the level of porno. Like I would probably rather see Casting Couch than this movie.
Really? Casting Couch?
What's wrong with Casting Couch, man?
The dude has a really weird junk.
What?
He has some really weird junk. I don't know. It's
what the hell do you mean by has really?
And then all of the chicks that go in there are not that attractive, really. So it's just, I mean, it's fine. It's whatever.
What would you? Okay, fine. What would you prefer? Like, what is?
Are we gonna say which is this? Do we have a new segment? What porn would you rather watch than Nymphomaniac?
I'm merely making the comparison. Like
the answer is always, as it has been forever, Bat Dude and Throbbing.
Anyway, like it's a non-rated movie.
Yes.
Because it wanted to show the sex, but the sex is supposed to be empty. So why show the sex?
It is empty.
It have implied all of it. Like it's egregious to the point of just stupidity.
Hey, I was fine with it.
Also, it's overly long.
It is.
It is 2 hours, and that's just part one. The second part is also 2 hours. Actually, it's longer than that. It's like 2.5 hours.
It's a
isn't
4-hour epic. Bam, 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 vagina.
Dicks and holes.
Clitoris.
But it really is like a 4-hour epic of this woman who just have sex, and it's stupid. I am sorry.
Oh man,
it's not as bad as the Golden Teapot.
The Brass Teapot.
Who gives a shit?
You're really comparing it to the Brass Teapot?
I said it's better than that because at least it has good cinematography.
Wow,
and pretty good acting.
It does have really good acting, yeah.
I 55-60 range, like
really?
Right on the nose of the Metacritic. Like, okay, so I looked at the Metascore.
Yeah, 60.
At the highest one seems calculated with an 88. Seems calculated to shock, but what's most disquieting about Nymphomaniac is how funny, tender, thoughtful, and truthful it is, even as it pushes into genuine seamy aspects of on-screen sexuality. Obnoxious he may be, but Trier knows how to burrow into our ids. That's the top one. The bottom one is Danish director Lars von Trier makes the tale of one woman's banal sexual adventures into an inadvertent comedy. The film makes an analogy between sex and fly fishing, and fly fishing comes off as more intriguing.
That's hilarious. But I mean, his review is saying exactly the point. It's the fly fishing is more intriguing. Why? Because the sex has nothing. Like has nothing going on. It's not interesting. It's not fun. It's just sex.
I don't. It. I would give it a 60, 65. 55 to 65. Like, I honestly don't know where to play it because, like, yeah, it was kind of funny.
Okay, all right,
But-
okay. I get it, but I just
What would you give it?
I get it, but I just want to be 100%.
How many dicks out of dicks would you give it?
I just want to be 100% clear right now with you, cognitive gamer.
Okay.
You just said that you might put it between a 68 and a 65%. That means that according to Rotten Tomatoes, you are certifying Nymphomaniac as fresh. Is, th-
55 to 60,
is this what you're doing?
65.
Is this what you're
No.
doing?
55 to 65.
So you're saying that Nymphomaniac has a shot maybe at being fresh in your head.
It.
Just say it.
Yeah.
Yes.
The cinematography, the acting, very well. It was pretentious as shit, but the script was pretty okay. It just was egregious, ham-fisted. It was like trying to be. It's like it approached it as I'm going to write the most amazing movie of all time, and that's how it kind of approaches itself. And it just is not that, and not even close to that.
But it is still fresh. You heard it here first, everybody.
What do you give it?
You heard it here first, everybody. Cognitive Gamer says Nymphomaniac is fresh.
What do you give
That's
it?
going right on the cover.
What do you give it?
I give it maybe around a 6.5 to a 7.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yes! Whoa! He said, yeah, I could see that, to going maybe as high as a 7. So the new cover is going to say, Cognitive Gamer certifies Nymphomaniac as a 7.
I said I personally would not give it that, but I could see why somebody would give it that. Like, it has everything of a well-made movie. It's just a piece of shit. Like,
So anyway,
can we talk about Shia LaBeouf's deck, like, for a second?
okay.
That was a weird sex scene. The one at the beginning. Did you watch it on public transportation?
No, I did not. But the one with the thrusts, that was so good. That was such great storytelling with the numbers superimposed on top. That was fantastic.
And then the Fibonacci sequence.
Yep.
So do you think she's making all this up?
I don't know. We will have to wait till next week when we watch Volume 2. So tune in next week when we talk about Volume 2.
What's happening?
Right.
Nymphomaniac 2, Trouble in the Middle East.
So new on DVD and Blu-ray and theaters this week.
Nymphomaniac 2, United We Stand.
So we have new to DVD and Blu-ray, Mom's Night Out, Draft Day, They Came Together, Night Moves, Cabin Fever, Patient Zero, Under the Electric Sky, Citizen, Koch, 14 Blades, Out of the Clear Blue Sky.
Wait. Citizen Koch?
Yes, correct. Like the Koch brothers? Isn't it the Koch brothers? Koch?
I don't know. I thought it was like a Russian Citizen Kane.
No. It's something like that. It's the Koch brothers, you know, those people that were awful people. Anyway, and the last one is Whitewash. In theaters this week, we have The Identical, and in limited release, God Help the Girl, Kelly and Cal, Frontera, The Remaining, and Wetlands. So we are going to have to find another movie, I think, because I don't think that these limited ones are getting over here to Puerto Rico. But we'll figure that out. Anyway, moving on to news.
Can we just talk about how Jennifer Lawrence is naked?
Oh, that's true. Yes, we will talk about that. It's in news. So let's talk about that last. Firstly, we have Quentin Tarantino's The Hateful Eight confirmed for fall of 2015.
Yay.
Yay? Really? That's it?
I don't know.
It's also going to be extremely widescreen. It's going to be like 70 millimeters, and that's awesome.
Why?
Just because I miss ultra widescreen. I really do, and I feel that he could do a lot with it. So I like it. I feel like it's going to be great. But if you don't feel that way, I mean, it's whatever. I'm already getting back at you by making you watch 2 Nymphomaniacs. So the next bit of news is that Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson confirms that he will be playing Black Adam in one of the DC movies that's coming out. And if you don't know,
Shazam.
if you don't know who Black Adam is, he is the nemesis of Shazam, who used to be Captain Marvel. But yeah, so he's in DC Comics, and this is probably one of the first ones that we're getting, or at least news from the unnamed DC Comics.
I'm tired of all this DC news. How about we just give us a DC movie?
I know, like that's really well. Batman v Superman's coming out soon, but we'll get there. We will get there. I expect that there's going to be a ton more DC news to come, specifically because it's going to happen. Anyway, next bit of news is the fact that the Lord of the Rings films will be performed in New York City accompanied by a 250-person orchestra. How cool would that be?
All three of them?
All three of them, but I'm sure they're screening it at different times. But how awesome would that be to get a live orchestra playing the score to Lord of the Rings?
That'd be pretty sweet.
That would be amazing. And I wish that I could go, but it should be, let's see. It's going to be one film will be shown every single evening at 7:30 p.m. from April the 8th through Friday the 13th. So, yeah, it's
Benedicts.
Dicks. Okay, anyway, so that's a really...
You on the dick clarinet, you're out of sync. Yeah.
Also, we have one more bit of news before we talk about naked pictures. And that bit of news is that Frozen is getting a short film sequel a la what happened with Toy Story 3 with Toy Story of Terror. And it is called Frozen Fever, which...
Probably going to be stupid.
Yeah, it says Frozen Fever will focus on Elsa and Kristoff, who team up to plan something special for Anna's 19th birthday. As in the past, however, Elsa's icy powers cause some trouble. So it's going to be normal.
Yay!
Yeah. So, I mean, I guess we'll find out or whatever. I guess we'll see. Anyway.
How to Train Your Dragon 3 is delayed to 2017. They just decided to push it.
Oh.
Also, Netflix grabs the rights to Gotham, the new Fox TV show about Batman.
Yeah.
Before the show even begins to air.
Oh,
so
man.
As soon as the season 1's done, Netflix will be able to stream it.
That's crazy.
Before the show even premieres.
Yeah.
Like, that's insanity. Like, they just assume the show is going to be huge.
Well, with all the superhero things happening, that makes sense.
Yeah. Speaking of superheroes, Mystique's boobs are online.
Oh. Yes. So yeah, apparently what we've got is the fact that a bunch of celebrities' iClouds basically got hacked, and tons and tons and tons of naked photos of themselves popped up on the internet. And it is because they really like taking selfies of themselves and then backing them up to iCloud. Jesus.
It automatically does that.
No, it doesn't. You can tell it to not do that. You can tell it to not back up certain things, like pictures. Or, maybe move your pictures from your phone to somewhere else.
Nah, that's a pain in the butt.
No.
Because you want to back up all the pictures, just not some of the pictures.
No. You want to back up... Yeah, sure, you want to back up all of the pictures, but just move the pictures that are less showable to other people. Don't freaking save it to iCloud. Just don't do it. I mean, why would you go through the trouble of hiding your vibrator or something, and you won't go through the trouble of hiding naked pictures of yourself? It doesn't make sense.
Because you assume it's safe and nobody's looking at it.
Yeah, well, that's a bad assumption. It's the internet, and it's basically connecting through Wi-Fi. What are you doing?
I mean...
You got to be more intelligent than that. And yes, okay.
Okay, it's not their fault. This is like blaming the victim, and I think that's inappropriate.
No. For trusting the stuff they trusted, yes, it's their fault. However, I'm not blaming the victim. The guy that stole it is complete invasion of privacy and is doing something completely wrong. Okay. However, they should protect their stuff a lot better. They just should. Everybody should. That's why you don't transfer data or do backups through unsecured Wi-Fi. It's just stuff that you do because it's security, okay? It's not victim blaming if it's 100% what you do for password protection and sensitive information. It happens.
So what did this guy do? Did he just figure out the password to iCloud?
Actually, a lot. That's the stuff that's been going on with a lot of people trying to figure it out, and they just don't know. They don't know how he just bypassed it and was able to pull it out. So.
And Apple is claiming that they didn't actually hack iCloud. He actually did it some other.
Really?
Something like that, yeah.
Interesting.
One method was saying that he was able to hack through the Wi-Fi?
Yeah. They were saying Wi-Fi or iCloud or blah blah. They were saying a lot of things. There's a lot of speculation right now, but point is the fappening.
Oh my god. Have you checked out that subreddit?
What do you even expect? When something like that goes out or when something like that happens, and the people go we have to delete it from the internet. What do you think is going to happen? What's going to happen is the internet is going to say, no, it's not going to disappear.
I mean, think of that picture of Beyonce.
Yeah, exactly. The same thing that happened. It's the Beyonce effect. Yeah, it's that same.
All the single photos.
All the single photos, and
photos.
that's what happened. That's
Yeah.
literally what happened. And I obviously
So have you looked at the photos?
have I looked at the photos? I've only seen the ones you sent me.
So the one of J-Law.
Yes, and actually, I want to comment on something really quick. So
Oh, God.
it really upset me that there's a crazy double standard where there were a lot of people, a lot of specifically talk show women, mentioning how this was blah 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 the patriarchy and blah 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 feminism and blah 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 a bunch of stuff like that. But then they let
You pissed off so many people by just saying blah blah blah.
Just hear me out because I don't
All right.
I don't respect their opinions because of what happened next. So they would say stuff like that, and then they had the audacity to say, for a second there, I thought that because they said J-Law, they meant Jude Law, and it's like, wait, so you're saying that we should be ashamed and upset because a woman got her pictures leaked and all the guys are dirty pigs for looking at it, but with the same breath you are saying that if a celebrity dude's naked pictures would have leaked, you would have also watched it, and somehow you're not a creeper and you're not a terrible person. Go shove your head up your ass right now.
I am a little bit disappointed that no male pictures were also leaked, because that is discrimination.
Like, it really is. And then they get all up in arms pretending to be white knights, like they would not have looked at it if it was a male picture. Like, it's just not.
If I saw Jude, I mean, you could just watch. If you want to see Shayla Bow's privates, you can watch. You can watch Nymphomaniac.
Right. But see, like, the point is,
why is that? Why is full frontal male nudity not okay in movies? Like, think of all the movies where it is, and it's either like for a comedic effect or prison rape.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's not okay for the same reason that it's not okay to see a woman's lower private areas in a movie. It's I guess the same
but
thing.
It's like way more. I think it's because it's a little more. Like, if you see full frontal nude in a dude, you see full front. Like, if a woman is sitting with her legs crossed, you don't see. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Yeah. No,
right?
Yeah, I completely agree. And like, let me make an analogy. And I think with this we will end the podcast because we're kind of extending a little bit. But if I'm allowed an analogy,
is it fly fishing?
No, it's not fly fishing. It's actually population ecology. So what happens is, I've been studying a lot of population ecology recently, and in population ecology specifically, the males don't matter. You can do calculations and all that stuff. Every type of math that you do, the way that you find out about a population is through its females, no matter what it is in any group of the animal kingdom, unless they can separate themselves or reproduce or do anything like that. That is in a way that's not sexual. So like binary fission or duplication or any kind of thing like that. If they can split, if they can bud, yes, then all the individuals count. However, with any type of quote unquote higher organisms, it's all about the women. And the thing is,
it's all about, isn't that Beyonce's other song?
The thing is, the men don't matter. They just don't matter, period.
We don't. If Nymphomaniac has taught us anything.
Exactly, yes. It is that men don't matter. And it is true. Even from a scientific perspective, men don't really matter. As long as you have enough men to pair up with the women, it doesn't matter. Women are the controlling factor. They do everything. And in a way, that is exactly the reason why male genitalia are more secretive in movies than female genitalia.
That's
because
no, that is not. You can't. No,
it is literally. It is literally the only.
I was following you for a second, and then it just fell apart.
Because it is literally the only thing we have. So thank you all.
We have nipples.
So thank you all for.
We have buttholes.
So thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. I'm cool.
Why don't we see male buttholes in Hollywood cinema?
Gamer. We've been PostGrad Movies. Thank you for joining us. You can check us out on YouTube, PostGrad Games, find our old podcast and us playing games. You can also check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/PostGradENT or PostGrad Entertainment. That is our hub for everything. We do news, we do trailers, we do all that type of stuff. It's a lot of fun. Give us suggestions, comments, tips, and movies that we can watch for Netflix. Not for next week because we're watching Nymphomaniac Volume 2.
God damn it.
You can let us know either on Facebook or at postgradentertainment@gmail.com. And you can also follow me on Twitter at TheRightPad or him at Cognitive Gamer. So with that little population male genitalia convergence, we will catch you next week.